Hey everyone, my name is Christoph Jakob. I'm a music composer for video games, and welcome to the 3 Games series, where I take a video game tune and I try to put it into 3 different games, aesthetically, stylistically, and also compositionally. Today will be all about Chemical Plant Zone from Sonic 2, probably one of the greatest video game tunes ever written. If you're one of the 10 people worldwide who have never heard this tune, the first style that I'm gonna try to recreate is Splatoon 2 Wet Floor. Those of you who have been watching my channel for a while now know that I'm a huge fan of the Splatoon franchise. As I like to challenge myself, let's tackle Wet Floor, the main band from Splatoon 2. I decided to choose Rib Entry and Undertow as the main inspirations for this arrangement. The drums are fairly simple and straightforward. We have an alternating kick and snare pattern that you've probably heard a million times in several different pop and rock songs. I've slightly embellished the groove with some subtle ghost notes for that extra sense of funk. Just like in Rib Entry, I decided to put a tambourine on the left ear, which is constantly hitting right in between the kick and snare drum. Chemical Plant is an F-sharp minor, but since that's a little too uncommon for Wet Floor, I decided to transpose it into the key of A minor. For the electric guitar, I decided to record that white Strat that you've probably seen in like 65,324 of my videos in the background. This guitar is really good for getting a Wet Floor-esque, crunchy funk sound. I'm also sliding right into the first chord, just like they do it in Rib Entry as well. Once the drums kick in, the bass, probably the most important instrument in Wet Floor songs, also kicks in. Bass mentioned? Bass mentioned? I happen to own a 5-string bass that sounds almost exactly like the one that they are using in Wet Floor songs. Funnily enough, I managed to shoehorn the intro bass line from Undertone into this arrangement without it feeling too out of place. For the majority of this arrangement, the bass is just jumping back and forth in octaves. Another element that's quite crucial to Wet Floor songs are wacky and interesting sounding synth sounds. In our arrangement here, the synths are mainly enhancing the bass line. Finally, we need to come up with and record vocals. The vocal styles can actually vary quite a bit from song to song. We're gonna give them a typical Splatoon wobble, but also a very short delay effect, a talkbox effect, and some ring modulation. This is not exactly how Wet Floor vocals are being made, but I think what I came up with fits our arrangement quite nicely actually. Here's what I came up with. The second style that I'm gonna try to recreate is Super Monkey Ball 2. In many cases, Super Monkey Ball music is all about the drums and the bass, paired with a bunch of wacky synth sounds. A handful of tunes on the Super Monkey Ball 2 original soundtrack are clearly breakcore inspired. That is not what we're gonna focus on today. But hey, maybe in a future video, who knows? The kind of style that I want to focus on today is more like... While this is technically a tune from one of the multiplayer modes, it's a nice reference if you ask me. Let's try to come up with an arrangement that sounds like it could fit into the main mode of the game. Similar to the Wet Floor arrangement, the drums are fairly simple and straightforward. There's definitely a dance music vibe to them. We have an alternating kick and a snare drum with an open hi-hat right in between. As you can see, a lot of different samples and sounds were needed in order to make this simple groove sound thick and huge. Most of the instruments that follow are either from classic sound font-esque libraries that have been used a lot in Nintendo games, or Omnisphere. The bass is a direct reference to the first world of Super Monkey Ball 2's main game mode, both rhythmically and harmonically, without moving away too much from Chemical Plant. The trumpets or brass instruments that you can hear all throughout Chemical Plant are represented by trumpets and brass instruments in this arrangement. I had to leave quite some space though, so that it still sounds like a Super Monkey Ball arrangement. For the main melody, I decided to use an awesome sounding synth patch, but I kept it more on the subtle side. It also doesn't interfere or interact with the trumpet section at all. Finally, I added exactly 1.5 shitloads of synth instruments. They all fill up the arrangement, so to speak. Here and there, I also added synth lead octaves, which at least to me scream Super Monkey Ball. Developing all these ideas a little further, this is what I came up with. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to hear a full version of any of these funny little mock-ups.
Wet floor!
Really, any of them.
Splatoon 2!
Last week I released Calamari Incantation in the style of Hollow Knight, so go check that out once you're done watching this video. Anyway, the final style for today will be Donkey Kong Country 2. For our final style, let's try something completely different. We're gonna try to turn Chemical Plant into a melancholic and soft-sounding arrangement with long-held chords that have lots of colorful chord extensions. Choosing chords that already sound interesting on their own and connecting them in a smooth way is one of the key components of David Wise's compositional style. While we're gonna stay in the key of F-sharp minor, we're not actually starting on that chord in this arrangement. Instead, let's take the Chemical Plant main melody and put it on top a completely different chord progression, the so-called Royal Road progression. Since Donkey Kong Country 2 is an SNES game, we're once again using a plugin called ChipSynth SFC. Bop, 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 bop. These strings have actually been taken directly from Forest Interlude and Stickerbush Symphony. In fact, most of the instruments in this arrangement have been taken from Forest Interlude. I just love Forest Interlude. I even referenced it here and there. For the main melody, however, I chose a harmonica with 2 echoes. I didn't really do anything fancy here. It's quite literally just playing the Chemical Plant leitmotif. I composed the bass in a similar manner as David Wise in his song Aquatic Ambience. I know this is technically Donkey Kong Country 1, but A handful of synths are adding elements from Chemical Plant throughout this arrangement. I want to confuse your brain as much as possible, yours especially, Tyler. That's one of the things that really makes this series so much fun for me. Yeah, here's what I came up with. Thanks for watching. Like this video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Check out the 3 games playlist if you'd like to see more videos like this. Leave a comment below and tell me which mock-up you like the most. Would you like to see a full version of one of the tunes? Let me know. Also check out my second channel, Christoph Jakob Music, where I keep all the music that I have written for video games, as well as my band 2 Meeps. Thanks, and I'll see you all next time.